Greetings. R. Frederick Riddle here with another Christian news and views. This is episode 188. And what we are doing here, this is Wednesday. And I'm going to be reporting on something that really I have very little interest in, but you might. So I thought I'd go ahead and cover it. Uh, so here it is. Um, this is President Trump announced a deal with his Republicans in Congress. It says this: President Donald Trump has announced that he made a deal with most of the House Republicans who derailed a procedural vote on a package of legislation, including 3 cryptocurrency bills. Trump wrote on Truth Social on Tuesday night, "I am in the Oval Office with 11 of the 12 congressmen and women necessary to pass the Genius Act, and after a short discussion, they have all agreed to vote tomorrow morning in favor of the rule. Digital asset stakeholders and segments of the financial industry have called for such regulation, arguing it would provide certainty and unlock innovation. However, some Democrats and a smaller group of Republicans remain critical, highlighting concerns about potential conflicts of interest, safeguards against corruption, and increasing big tech's influence in finance. Here's what to know. The standoff originated when a bloc of 12 House Republicans voted against a procedural rule, halting consideration of 3 cryptocurrency bills and a Pentagon funding measure for fiscal year 2026. Trump's direct involvement followed mounting frustration among Republican leaders who struggled to unify their caucus on procedural and substantive issues. Trump met with all but one of the dissenting Republicans in the Oval Office. Speaker Mike Johnson participated by phone. He originated 12 Republicans. The original 12 Republicans who derailed the vote were Representatives Anna Paulina Luna of Florida, Scott Perry of Pennsylvania, Chip Roy of Texas, Victoria Spartz of Indiana, Michael Cloud of Texas, Andrew Clyde of Georgia, Eli Crane of Arizona, Andy Harris of Maryland, Marjorie Taylor Greene of Georgia, Tim Burchett of Tennessee, Keith Self of Texas, and Andy Biggs of Arizona. House Majority Leader Steve Scalise also changed his vote to no as a procedural tactic, allowing the vote to be brought back at a later time. In addition to the Genius Act, the agreement revives consideration of the Anti-CBDC Surveillance State Act, aimed at prohibiting the Federal Reserve from issuing a central bank digital currency, and the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, which would assign oversight of digital asset markets to federal financial regulators. These measures face varying levels of support and opposition in both chambers of Congress. What is the Genius Act? Well, the Genius Act is at the center of the deal. The bill seeks to regulate stable coins by establishing requirements for insurance, or rather issuance, consumer protections, and regulatory oversight. Digital asset advocates have welcomed the legislation as a means to provide clarity and foster innovation in the U.S. cryptocurrency market. Critics, however, have expressed concern that the bill does not include provisions to block the creation of a central bank digital currency, CBDC, and have questioned whether it includes robust enough measures to prevent financial corruption and undue influence by technology companies. So there's a lot going on here. House Speaker Mike Johnson expressed his thanks. President Trump put on Genius on his Truth Social. The Genius Act is going to put our great nation light years ahead of China, Europe, and all others who are trying endlessly to catch up, but they just can't do it. So today is going to be the day when they're going to vote on this. They may have already done it. So it's a procedural vote at this point, which, if successful, will allow consideration of the Genius Act associated cryptocurrency bills, and the Pentagon funding legislation. So all these things are sort of wrapped up into one procedural act. Now that's the key there. It's procedural. The Genius Act is expected to pass the House and, if approved by the Senate, will become law, establishing the first significant federal regulatory regime for stablecoins in the United States. The Anti-CBDC, Surveillance State Act, and Digital Asset Market Clarity Act are also set to proceed, though their prospects in the Senate remain uncertain. So here's my opinion, and it may come as a surprise. I don't think it will, but because of my opening remarks. I don't really have a solid opinion on this. Crypto anything is basically a turnoff to me. I'm not interested in cryptocurrency. Some people talk about it's the next best great thing. Well, the next best great things have a way of falling. And I didn't investigate this, but it seems to me there was something prior to this cryptocurrency that was supposed to be I think it was Bitcoins or whatever. That was supposed to be the next great thing. And I don't hear anybody ever talking about it anymore. It might still be there, but I don't hear about it. I kind of stay on the sidelines and stuff like this because it's just not something that I'm going to invest in. Now, I can change my mind. I'm not a woman. They have the right to change their mind. But every once in a while, we men have that right too. And so I might change my mind. But as it stands right now, I have no interest in it. But you might. And that's why I reported on this. That's why I read the article. I just think that you have the right to know what's going on. And it may impact some of your plans, your financial plans, your investment plans, whatever. So as somebody not interested and not planning on making any investments anytime soon, I'm comfortable with the bill. It doesn't seem to impact me negatively or positively. It just doesn't impact me at all from what I can see. Now, long range and also in different ways, not indirect ways, it might impact me, but I haven't seen anything or read anything about that would alarm me or make me at least state a stronger opinion. So you may have a strong opinion on this. This may be something that you really need to know. So you might want to pay attention to it. They're voting on it today, just procedural. But eventually, if they get passed, they become law of the land. So you might want to pay attention. So that being said, I want to invite you to subscribe to this channel. If you don't already do so, I encourage you to do it. It excites me to see anybody sign up on that to follow me because it's sort of like a shot in the arm, sort of some people might call it a kick in the backside. It gets me going and it charges me up. It makes me feel a little bit more confident that you, at the very least, I'm encouraging you to think maybe outside the box, maybe to be able to look at it with a different view slant than what the news media gives. That's my goal. I want to inform you, encourage you, and inspire you. That's my three goals every episode. I try my best on doing that. If I have opinion, I give it. If I don't, I give something like what I did today. But usually I have an opinion. It's my opinion. It's based on my Christian worldview, and it's based on the fact that I'm a conservative. You may differ, and that you are entitled to differ. If you want to, go ahead and explain why you differ or why you agree, for that matter. Keep it civil, and we can have a great conversation that may end up being on one of these episodes, or at least we can carry it on in the comments section. So in any case, I hope you subscribe. Just click on the icon and down in on my screen, it's on the right-hand corner. So I guess that's where it'll be on yours. But go ahead and click on it and subscribe. That's going to be it for today. I'll see you in the next episode.